Well, hello, YouTube. Alright, 20 says how'd I meet Ben and when? Well, let's start off with when. I met Ben a long time ago. I would say maybe around, oh man, like when I actually met him and we got to know each other was maybe like around 92 or 93 or somewhere around there. We had Acid Bath had played a show with Paralysis when Ben was singing for Paralysis. And we just got to talking at the show, and then we liked a lot of the same stuff, so we just kind of, hit it off, So the first that was the first time I actually met Ben to actually talk to him. I actually met Ben at an Exhorder show. I believe it was Exhorder, Crowbar, The Detriments, and I want to say Desolation was playing as well. And this was back when Crowbar was called the Slugs. This was a long time ago. So this was the first time I actually met Ben, but I did not get to have a full conversation with him that night. So at this Exhorder, Slugs, Crowbar / other bands show, they were passing out flyers for a show that was coming up, and it was Napalm Death, Godflesh, and Nocturnus. So they had flyers going around for Napalm Death, Godflesh, and Nocturnus. This was like right when like Harmony Corruption by Napalm Death and Godflesh Street Cleaner came out. So everybody was psyched, It's like Napalm Death's coming to New Orleans. This is fucking insane. This is awesome. So everybody was stoked that the show was happening. While we were at the Exhorder show, they were passing out flyers. So I was a young kid in the front, having a grand old time while Exhorder's playing, and they had stopped the song, and there's this guy with big bushy hair, big tall skinny guy comes up next to me, and he goes into the front of the stage, and he's just like growling in this death metal growl, like Napalm Death, Godflesh, and just doing this and just like fucking freaking out, just screaming Napalm Death. And I'm like, who the fuck is this fucking crazy son of a bitch? And I was like, yeah, man, you going to the Napalm Death show? And he's like, fuck yes, are you fucking crazy? And I was like, I think we introduced each other to each other, and that was the last I saw of Ben Falgoust that night. So that's the first time I actually met Ben Falgoust, but that was basically our exchange of words of him coming up to me next to me while we're both in the front of the stage while Exhorder was on a break between songs, and he's death growling Napalm Death and Godflesh, and I was like, me and this guy's gonna get along pretty good. And I introduced myself to him, and we talked, and later I was talking to him about that not too long ago. It's like, man, do you remember meeting me at an Exhorder show, and you were just growling Napalm Death and Godflesh, and you were just fucking pumped? And he was like, that was you? So, small world. But on that note,